Good evening and welcome to another episode of Open Mic. Actually, we were dancing behind the cameras
We were.
while the countdown was going on. That was a hilarious thing. Anyways, if you don't want to see me dancing with two left feet, you'll fall on your face. Actually,
Well, fortunately, you were dancing in your seat, so we're okay.
yes.
And
So
who are
welcome.
you?
I am doing well. Hey, by the way, I'm Ramsey. I'm a psychic medium. Let's start the introduction before I forget myself. Um, it's been what I was going to say. It's been a tough couple of weeks in terms of work, in terms of people, in terms of energy. We had today at work. We had three people that exited this week. Family, relatives, and stuff, and one person actually is at the hospital. So things are kind of odd, and they all happened all at once. And so there's something happening in the energy world. I'm sure Tanis has an explanation for everything, which I
I do.
don't. She does. So I'll introduce my co-host, Tanis Coughlin. The mic is yours.
Tana Scoggin from the Twilla Lifestyle Community, Twilla Lifestyle Academy. And I am, what am I? I'm an energy healer. I am intuitive, channel, Celtic shamanic high priestess, crystal gal, all that stuff. So, yes, we have had a loaded 48 hours, actually. 48 to mostly 48, going on 60. We've had we've had coronal mass ejections like mad. So coronal mass ejections every 11 years, the sun shifts its axis slightly. We're in that 11 year. And what's happening is that we had a whole bunch of solar storms, some of them facing Earth, and we've had 4 coronal mass ejections. Coronal mass ejections are when the solar storm builds up, and there's like this big of plasma that comes out of the sun and heads out into the atmosphere. We had 4 in the last 3 days. And all of them, they take some time because they're, they travel speed of light or whatever, but it takes time from where they are. And they all arrived in the last 24 hours. And so we had one of them that was a full halo, which is like the size of it. And they all kind of came together as one big one. So we've had a huge impact to the atmosphere, which in turn impacts us because we are here. So it nudges the earth and the earth vibrates higher, and we end up having this bump in vibration. So you may be feeling all these like ascension symptoms in the last 2 days, likely related to this. So fatigue, dizziness, those kinds of things, more teary, more emotional. Definitely the last 2 days, last 24 hours especially, you will have been impacted by that with this group of little cluster of CMEs. And so that is part of what's going on this week. So the storms happened earlier in the week, and we've been hit then later in the week because of the time difference that it takes. And yeah,
That's why
well, it affects people.
Yeah, like seriously, it was insane. Yesterday, I got 2 bad news, and this morning, one batter and batter is not batter, it's
Worse.
worse. And
Yeah.
my God, I go, oh, like it feels like there's an exodus happening. Especially when you're looking at it at a smaller community. So when you're dealing with a small population of people and you see X number of people leaving, so it feels like a lot. But I'm sure it had affected a lot of people around.
Well, and people don't realize, people that aren't aware aren't tuned in to that kind of thing. Just because they're not tuned in and they're not feeling it doesn't mean it's not affecting them.
Yeah.
They just don't understand what's going on. So we should say hello to some people.
Yes, please, let's do.
All right. So we have Kaylee. Hello, Fogo Pogo. Thank you for joining us. We have Jackie. Yay, Jackie. Welcome for joining. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you. We have Teresa Ford. Thank you for joining us. And we have Michelle Marie.
Who's this?
Astrological Tarot. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us. Yes, we do have the best chatters. And we also have Garnet. Hello, Garnet. Thank you for joining us. Yes, solar flares. Indeed. Internet went down in England all day. Aha. So that must be where they were focused, was there. So I'm sorry to hear that. I'm it's I expected there to be some of that. I actually am pleasantly surprised that it wasn't everywhere with the amount that were coming in all at the same time. So but I am sorry that England went down. Hopefully they're back up. Are you from England, Garnet? And a big hello to Estella as well. Hello,
Hey,
Estella.
Thanks for joining.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So there's lots going on, indeed. And the ascension thing, not everybody's choosing to do this. Not everybody had soul contracts to do this. And so it's just that we're choosing different paths, right? Depending on what our soul contracts are. So not all of us are going to go through all that. Okay, you're in London, so you must have your internet back then, Garnet. That's great.
Cambridgeshire, England. Okay,
Awesome.
I guess.
Oh, yes, and Jackie's in England as well.
Well, hello, my UK friends.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for joining us. Hiya. Not hello, it's a hiya over there.
Hiya.
It's been a month I haven't been there, so I feel like, I need my Cadbury.
I love the Cadburys. I mean,
they're the best.
Flakes. The flakes.
The flakes are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jackie's crying.
Oh, and here's my sister. Hey, Annie.
Hi.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
So
yeah.
Scottish and Irish store for the win. Got my I want
really?
the Advent is out.
Ooh, okay. Here, this I'll show it here. So we have the Scottish and Irish store in Ottawa.
Okay.
And apparently, she got a Cadbury Advent calendar there.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome. So that's fun. And then we have Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Thank you for joining us. There we go. Kaylee says it's in Bell's Corners. Yes, they certainly are. Love those. Jackie's laughing.
Yep. Yes, you are right. So if anybody is in London, go to Borough Market, and there's a guy that sells those Christmas puddings. They're not puddings; they're a Christmas cake. It's like the fruity cake, but dear Lord, is one of the best ever. So I went there. It was November. It was October, end of October, and they said, "Oh, he hasn't opened yet. They start middle of November." So I'm gonna miss it this year. For whoever is there, please go there and find this guy. There's only one person that sells them over there, and they are phenomenal.
So maybe you'd like to put the name of that in the little chat.
I don't know the name. Oh, I can say it. Sorry, it's called the Borough Market. Borough Market in London.
Apparently Kaylee's been there. So here we go.
Okay, love Borough Market, duck confit sandwiches. and okay, I've got to stop talking about food because I'm gonna leave the show and go eat.
He's gonna get hungry talking about food.
Phenomenal. They have amazing food in that market. It is beautiful. I love it. So with food comes a different sensation, which is the connection to spirit. And that's
is that why I like chocolate? Because of the connection to spirit? I thought it was all about the taste. Hello,
Yeah,
Twisted
I have to
Sushi.
move
Thank
away
you for
from food.
joining us.
But literally
Amanda.
salivating.
Oh,
What's
oh,
happening?
what's this?
Clooty dumb
Dumbing
Scottish.
Scottish. Try if you can get it.
I don't know what that is actually.
No, me either.
I'm gonna take it down and I'm gonna look for it. Clooty. Clooty.
20 weeks now. 20 weeks. Is there something we need to know, Amanda, that I have missed, that I am not in the know of? Oh, it's dumpling. Dumpling. Clooty
Oh,
dumplings.
dumpling.
Scottish.
Okay.
Yes, dumplings he's talking about.
Okay. I'm gonna research it because I was also in Scotland in October, but I
Woo!
didn't eat that. I had to eat Italian food for heaven's sake.
Congratulations. That's awesome, Amanda.
Congrats. 20 weeks.
And hello to Judd. Hello, hello. How are you? We're talking about food, surprisingly
Yeah,
enough.
which is not.
It all started with chocolate and England. That's all I can say. It's just gone off the rails since then. So
The Harry Potter book says.
Oh, you know why? There's a reason for this, because chocolate will ground you.
It does ground you. That's true.
It grounds you, so it brings you back into your body. So if you're being attacked by dementors, like in the books, you're in the astral. You're like astral traveling. So if you eat chocolate, it's going to bring you back into your body, and so they won't be bothering you. That's why. There's actually a reason behind it. So, the antioxidants do make us happy. I think it's is it the oxytocin in it, something like that. I have something on my phone about it. Awesome, Jen. Glad to hear. Chocolate. Yes.
Healthy 1 pound of ice cream. I love that. Estella, you rock.
Seafood is important in spirituality. Seafood? Like seeing and I eat it? Or is this like seafood CEA? Yes, here's Stella's thing.
1 pound of ice cream. Yes, you go.
Awesome. If music be the food of love, play on Shakespeare.
Play on Shakespeare.
Nice. So I should eat chocolate every day? I give you permission.
I eat.
Not that you need my permission. She brings back chocolate. Ooh, nummy.
Yes, yes.
Yum.
Awesome.
Note taken. We have lots of chat.
This one is actually awesome. It's a ritual, or you can smell it. Grandma's baking, and that's what I was saying. You can associate. Yes. It takes your senses beyond our realm. The smell, the taste. It connects you to the spirit world, like you were saying. Your grandma's baking, and especially around this time of the year, a lot of these things starts to happen, and I'm getting shivers right now.
You have company. That's why. Right. Yeah.
I feel that.
Hi.
So, because of this time of the year, this huge emotions, feelings, love, anxiety, and all of that, and it links families together. If you want it or not, it's just the connection is there, and you start connecting with the spirit world without even realizing it, and you can only smell or taste something out of the blue without even noticing it, and you go, whoa, that smells like my grandmother's cookies or something. So yes, it's a good connection to spirit.
Yeah, it's one of the clairs. There's both of them are clairs. The smell, clair aureolence, I believe it's called, and clair gustance, which is taste. I always call it clairsnifiance, just because.
Yes.
So that's why the name escapes me, the
No.
legitimate name. Yeah. So oh, Garnet eats chocolate every night. Yep. Yes, it is a clair, but it's not clairsentience. Clairsentience is spelt differently, and it's the feeling one.
The feeling, yeah.
And Michelle is literally working on identifying strengths and weaknesses in the Annamaya, food, kosha in Vedic astrology. Very cool. And he says memories. Yep.
Yeah. Smells like to me. Love smells like to me. Okay,
I
yeah.
see. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. You like clairsnifiance? I like that one. Clairsnifiance. Thanks. My Nan's fairy cakes and
I
apples.
want the recipe. I hope it doesn't have fairies in it, but that sounds awesome.
The similar smells. Yeah. Yes, I'm assuming they don't have fairies in them. Please don't. We don't recommend that. Be gentle with the fairies.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean the similar smell. Oh, okay.
Yes. Similar, they smell like love. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you know, the no fairies in them. Good. Glad to hear it, Jackie. This, so it's very interesting. So one of I started smelling this one incense smell, like a Tibetan incense kind of thing, really early, like before I was really even aware of what the clairs were and all of that. I was in a shop, and I thought maybe it was in the shop. I had smelled it like 2 days before, and then I smelled it when I was in this one shop, and it was like a spiritual shop. So there's me picking up all the incense. Nope, that's not it. Nope, not it. Nope, not it. And I go to the store and is this all you have in incense? Because I'm smelling something that's not here. She's like, that's all we have. I'm like, And then the next day I smelt it, and I was walking along the street, and I was like, huh, weird. Okay, not incense. It's a different smell. Anyway, it then disappeared. But I did have it 3 times, and I believe it was a grandmother that was there. Not one that I knew really well, so I wouldn't have connected it. But when I tuned in about it, that's what I was told. So yes, indeed. Ancestors. The other story I had about that was I was at a mediumship evening. I wasn't doing the mediumship. Somebody else was. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm smelling lilacs. And I was like looking around me, trying to see if there was lilac incense, right? And the medium was actually talking to a woman whose grandmother was talking to him. It was Matthew Stapley, by the way. So just in case those of you that are local, he's a great medium, does a lot of spiritual work in the city. Anyway, so he was talking about this to this grandmother, and I was smelling lilacs, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't see. At a break, I got up and I like walked around where I was sitting to see if there was anything lilacs, and there wasn't. So later on at the end of the show, I went up to the woman. I said, does lilacs mean anything to you? Because I was smelling it when Matthew was talking to you. And she said, that was her favorite flower. And I'm like, oh, okay. Makes sense now. All righty. Okay. What's this? I got a very tiny cup and saucer for the fairies. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They like that. So fairies really like if you give them a little bit of dark chocolate and a little bit of cream with honey in it. They really like that. So if you need so fairies can go around and they take things, right? So I had a ring once, and I had been wearing it, and then I took it off and put it on my dresser, and then it disappeared. And I thought, okay, maybe it's fallen behind the dresser or whatever, right? Somebody knocked it or whatever. we ended up, doing our big spring cleaning. No sign of the ring. So it was months. I had no idea. And then one day I went, could be fairies. So I sat and I said, can you please bring that ring back? Because, be nice to have it back and know where it went. Next thing I knew, I found it. So we have one of those beds that has the little compartment at the top, so like a little cubby. So I opened the cubby the next time I'm in there. The ring's sitting there. It had been on the dresser on the other side of the bedroom. Somehow, months later, it's in the cubby, which I have looked in numerous times, of course, over the months. So the fairies decided to bring it back when I asked them nicely. They tend to like shiny things. So, yes. So be nice to the fairies. Give them little offerings. They like that. Annie, you smell in your dreams, do you? Very cool. Well, dreams were astral traveling, right?
Yes, that's what it is.
Yep. Makes sense. Yeah. And we have a couple little fairies here. Hello, fairies.
Love them.
So that connects the two. Put out chocolate for fairies.
So that's what the whole evening is all about. Our little fairies.
Chocolate and fairies. Okay, well, if we're going to talk about fairies, I do have something here. Where is it? Oh, maybe it's not here now. Oh, yes, here it is. You have a fairy deck. All right.
Here it is.
And I have a fairy box.
Oh, awesome.
So it's a little wish box. So when I have little wishes, I put them in my fairy box and then I put it on my altar. Or if you're trying to let something go. So I think these are from last New Year's, actually. I put them in last New Year's. So I'll pull them out this New Year's and check it out. Shall we see what the fairies have to say?
Sure.
You could pick a card and I could pick a card. I got fairy cards too.
We can also talk about altars, which is very important for connections with fairies and others.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Let's see what your fairies are saying.
This one is a different deck. I don't think it's a full fairy deck. Let me look. Do you want to pick one from yours if you have a fairy deck?
I actually picked a couple from mine before we started.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I picked some from the fairies and one from the angel. I can start with the angel while you're pulling fairies.
Yeah, this isn't a fairy deck actually, but it's.
I thought they were interesting. Take control of your thoughts. Be the real you. This is a blessing in disguise, which I thought it was like awesome. Unfortunately, you won't see them because I don't know how to make it the other way around.
Oh, you can go into settings and do mirror.
Setting video.
The little gear thingy.
Yeah, mirror now. Okay, so now things have shifted behind me.
There we are.
Take control of your thoughts. Be you.
Yes, be the real you.
And this is a blessing in disguise. So we're going to take those three together is that, and I'm going to do this. I hope it works.
Sorry.
Here is mind the gap.
Mind the gap.
For all the Brits on the call, mind the gap between the train and the platform. But the reality is, mind the gap between your thoughts. And if you can control the gap between your thoughts, you have control over your thoughts, rather than having the thoughts controlling you. With that, there's nothing prohibiting you from becoming yourself anymore, because your thoughts are under control. And you are you, whoever you are. You're one of a kind during this lifetime to be here on earth. So be you.
Because we need you just the way you are.
You are a blessing in disguise. That's who you are. I thought it's interesting how those three cards came about And I'm looking at them and I go, wow, this is just amazing. And controlling the thoughts is one big thing. What do you have?
To lift up your
Affirmation.
thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. So again, about thoughts.
Yeah.
So they may be hinting that perhaps we shouldn't eat so much chocolate because I got dietary change. Since we're talking about food, improve your diet and your life will also improve. Yeah, I don't think, I don't know. The other ones I got was spiritual teacher. Your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. And walk away, leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors that open as a result. So it's a time to release stuff that no longer serves you and bring spiritual teachings to others. Okay, let's pick from the other deck, shall we?
Yeah, because the last one was be the light to others.
Oh, well, that's similar then, isn't it? Spiritual
Isn't it
teacher.
amazing? So
You can't make this stuff up.
let's see what the listeners are saying.
Yeah, let's do that. So we've got, I have a tiny wooden fairy box that pendant on it as well, but she's smaller. Very nice. Very nice. And then Kaylee has a fairy statue.
Oh,
For her
spider
spider
plant.
plant.
That's nice.
Add a little marble for her to hold. Beautiful. What color is the marble, please? She hangs out right next to my altar. Perfect. Thoughts have wings. They do. They do indeed. Ramsey, you're beautiful.
No, I said beautiful, Ramsey, for the way I
I know. I just thought, and we have pretty cards. Good food equals light. Solid white marble. Perfect. Yeah. That's awesome.
Somebody that thoughts have wings.
I like that.
Which is absolutely true. I know I saw it. Oh, here it is. Which is absolutely true. If you connect to the thought, it will take you down a rabbit hole. A hole.
Or up a rabbit hole or through a portal or,
Something it takes you down a rabbit hole to a place where you don't want to be.
This is a big one for the last few days. Sleep.
Yes.
Sleep. Get rest, folks. Sleep. These are kind of like fairy cards. They're more like nature, but.
Not Red Bull, I joke. No, I knew it wasn't Red Bull wings, but thoughts do drag you. And that's why I put the mind the gap in there, because with the gap, the wider the gap, the less control the thought has over you. A thought becomes a thing that passes. It's like, you see something on TV, it just, here it goes, and it's over. What'd you get?
Meditation.
Meditation.
This is what we need to focus on, folks.
I've slept for the last week.
Yeah.
Actually, this is not bad because not for some reason, because Tanis explained it at the beginning, we're exhausted. Like,
we are
beyond exhausted.
I've been sleeping a lot too.
9 hours. I don't do 9 hours.
Mm-hmm. Sincere relationships. That's another focus for us all this week. Well, not just this week. This is kind of a trend. Because there's so much anger and stuff that it's work to create those sincere relationships and be authentic with those that you're close to. So. Yes.
Sleep, meditate. I get it. Been told to embrace
bear medicine
and hibernate. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The last couple of days, that's those coronal mass ejections and stuff. And before that, we had some spikes in the Schumann. So there was a few, my memory's not bringing it back, but a few days in the last couple of weeks where we've had some really big spikes. And then we went into these coronal mass ejections. So, yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of this. It's really the energies, right? So especially with people that aren't aware, they're being affected by the energy fluctuations, and they're not aware of what's happening, but it is affecting them. So whether it's that they're more agitated and stuff, like last night when the energies were coming in, I was sitting there and I felt really like agitated. I was like crawly, kind of skin crawly, kind of, that feeling. And I'm sure it was the energy that was, as it was coming in. I was just feeling, and super sensitive, right? So, yeah, hugs to you both. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So why some people sleep through the night? Well, I think, everybody's got different systems. And so some people are sleeping through the night, some aren't. It really depends on your makeup, what you've done that day, how tired you are, and whether you have any underlying health conditions. And, there's lots of sort of responses to that, I think.
I'll put this again. Mind the gap between your thoughts.
Yes.
Mind the gap.
Yes.
That's how it is, how important it is to have that gap in order to be able to rest.
Yes.
Otherwise,
exit from that monkey brain that we have.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. They're saying the magnetic pole are going to flip.
They're not going to flip. They started flipping.
They're shifting though.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
They started to move.
And that's part of what this whole ascension process is all about, right? Yeah, I was vibrating just like you, Kaylee. It was that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling a little bit pressure, like head pressure today as well. So, yeah. Apparently we're pulling cards for the collective tonight.
Yes. And guys, by the way, there's a lot of changes, a lot of things that are happening. Energies are going haywire every day. So what you hear one day changes the next. So keep grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And please don't listen to the bloody news. I was going to say the F word, but don't listen to the news because it sucks you in and it literally destroys you. Literally.
You don't want to fall into the fear trap.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? We want to stay out of the fear trap. We want to hold our light, and try not to get sucked into all the fear talk that's going. So when I'm talking about these things coming in, the CMEs and all that, that's all happening for us because that's light coming in. That's part of our ascension process. So yes, it has some symptoms, which is why we talk about it. But with the light coming in, it's for our benefit. When we raise our vibration, we will enter into a healthier state of being. So we have respect. This is something that, not all are focused on at the moment. That could definitely be more focused, put on. And what have we got here? Kaylee says she didn't eat till 2 this afternoon. Yeah, lots of energy for sure. Garnet getting a lot of buzzing. Yes, I had that last night as well. Yeah. Open your heart. Yes. Stop judging yourself and others.
Stay in that love circle.
Absolutely.
Conditional love circle.
So Kaylee says, I don't watch the news. I like living in my blissful ignorance. I figure if there's anything major, I'm going to hear about it. You hear like the grapevine news, and then you can go look up that specific thing if it's something that you feel you need to know.
Nothing interests me. I'm just like you. I don't watch the news, and it is what it is. What is happening is supposed to happen, and that's the end of it. And I just mind my own business. I think it's a blessing in disguise when you're, yeah, ignorance is a bliss sometimes.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
Yeah. I look at the weather stuff, the solar stuff, because I think people need to know what's happening, because they can't explain what's happening for their body, with the energy. I think it's important to sort of keep on top of that stuff, because, when I didn't, I would get all these weird sensations. I'd be like, what's happening to me? And that put me in more fear than knowing about the Schumann and the shifts and stuff. So that I keep an eye on, because usually it's like, I'm feeling weird. What's going on? And I check the Schumann, or I check the solar storms. And that's usually what's going on, is something along those lines. I haven't used these cards very much. I kind of like them. They're very pretty. Yeah, it's true. I don't know either.
Yeah, you become addicted to it. It's like drugs. The more you listen, the more you want to listen. You want to see what happened. It's like, those well, not sitcom, but those
like soap operas.
Soaps. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. And you get sucked into it. And I was talking to my aunt in London, and she would yell at the TV, and her husband goes, "But come on, there's nothing. It's just a TV." But she gets so emotionally involved in the news to a point where she can't control it. So now she stopped it. She stopped watching the news. It's important.
I remember when I was younger, my great grandmother, we had to stop giving her the newspaper, because she would get so upset. She'd get into such a tizzy. She was starting dementia, but she would get herself into such a tizzy over what was happening that it was just upsetting. So we had to stop giving her the news. It's also a time for release, guys. And boundaries, which is what we're talking about with news. Are those your boundaries? Get your power back. Yes, indeed.
I love them when they compliment each other.
Absolutely. So Garnet says, I saw on the internet, Africa is giving birth. It's cracking in half. Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a part of it that is starting to have a crater in it, but it takes most probably a couple of million years before it completely. So it's way beyond our time. But yes, something is happening.
Interesting.
The thing is shifting.
Interesting. Shall we pick another couple of fairy ones? Although I like look at the back of these. Aren't these beautiful? Even the back of the cards are beautiful.
These are beautiful, yeah.
Aren't they nice? They're like little flowers.
Love the watercolor.
Yeah. It's a really pretty deck. It has themes. So themes are good. Let's see what else the fairies have to say.
Trust the divine purpose.
Yes. So what does that mean to you, purpose?
I have issues with purpose.
Yes. This is why I asked.
It has been marketed to that you have to have a purpose. There is no purpose in life other than breathing and being here and enjoying it. So divine purpose is the divine plan that you're on. Basically, instead of swimming against the tide, you swim with the flow. So be with it. You'll get to where you have to go with no efforts whatsoever.
Yeah, being in the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got this one too. Your wish is granted.
Yeah.
What you've asked for is coming true. And Kaylee says she picked a bird card. Bird vibes. Eastern meadowlark.
It's an eastern meadowlark. Meadowlark sound.
Attractive yellow bird. Bright yellow. I read that quickly and saw bright yellow underpants. I'm like,
I love this bird.
wait a minute. I'd like to see him with his bright yellow underpants. Okay. A new Earth Crystal City. I don't know. Does it?
I have no idea. No clue.
Hi, Helena. Thanks for joining us. Yes, swim with the flow.
Oh, Helen.
Or surf the waves.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So much going on.
I just want to say a certain thing about prophecies, if it was biblical or not. I tend to stay away from these things because they could be right, they could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a person that is able to talk about them. But what I find with prophecies is that you're focused on something to happen. If it's good or bad, it doesn't. So your whole focus is on thing that was seen by someone else hundreds of years ago, and now you're moving your whole intention and attention towards that thing that might or might not happen. And while this is happening within your timeline, you're missing on a wider spectrum of things that you were supposed to receive. So I tend to move away from all prophecies because I trust me, I used to be focused on them like crazy, especially Nostradamus. I would read it and reread it and read their interpretation of it and how did it happen and try to link things. And I feel like it's not for us. It is there. It happened. If it happens, that's great. If it doesn't happen, it's just an information that is out there.
Mm-hmm.
But let our inquisitive mind venture through what we have today.
Well, and the other thing with prophecy is, we're super powerful. So we get given information like that, and then we end up creating it. So be careful what you believe.
100%.
Right?
Yes.
So I've done this before, but I think I'm some of these people I don't think have done this little exercise, which it's just going to show you how powerful you are. So what I want you to do is find this that big crease on your wrists, on both wrists, okay? And I want you to match them up as close as you can. Okay, you want it to be as exact as you can. Now I want you to put your hands together. And we all have one hand that it's a little longer than the other. That's natural. Usually pretty even.
Yes, I was looking.
I have one slightly shorter. So I'm going to put that shorter one in front of me like this. And now I want all of you to do this as well. Put your shorter one in front of you.
Oh, thank you.
Just pick.
I still love you.
And then you're going to say to it 5 times with purpose and with meaning. Grow longer, grow longer, grow longer, grow longer, grow longer. 5 times. Go ahead. Out loud.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
I go, why is she talking to them?
Well, there's some out there that weren't.
Nobody's having to grow longer. Yes.
Grow longer, grow longer, grow longer.
Grow longer. Grow longer. Sorry. I didn't get the memo that I had to do that.
Now I want you to find those lines on your wrists again. Match them up again. And I want you to compare the length.
Bloody hell. I don't want it to be longer. It was shorter. It was the same height.
So take the other one and move it and do the other one.
What do you mean?
Take the one that's shorter now and make it longer.
Yeah, but they were fine before.
Yes. So make the shorter one longer and they'll be fine again.
What I was going to say is that, yes, it works.
Yes.
Yeah, for heaven's sake. It's just so like,
This is how powerful our thoughts are.
yeah.
We create our reality that way.
I love
Did
this.
anyone try it? Hello, beautiful souls. Hello. I am going to venture
Mind
into.
growth.
I'm going to go in here because I'm going to venture in to see who we've got here. I see a beautiful souls. I am thinking
Jam.
it could be Monica. I don't know why I'm thinking Monica, but that's who I'm thinking. Nope, not in there. We have hello, beautiful souls.
Oh, Moon. Huh. Hi, Moon. Thank you for joining.
Oh,
She's
Garnet grows longer. Oh, it's Moon. Hello. Hello.
Muna.
Muna. Awesome. Great.
Yeah, that was cool. It was cool.
Jackie's grew. So this is how powerful our thoughts are. So if you think about prophecy from that standpoint, that's how easy it is to create. We can actually change the shape of our body. The belief is that we change the shape of our body. So our minds are that powerful. So if they're that powerful and they can shift in that way so that we see things differently, it's really just a change in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can do the same with prophecy stuff, right? Instead of grow longer, we're going, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And then we create.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Power of suggestion. Yeah. The conversation is like all sorts of things. Started with chocolate, went to prophecy, and went to angel. We did angel cards and fairy cards, and now we're on prophecy. All over.
The power of intention and attention.
Power of suggestion.
So yes, we do change our realities on a daily basis just by the way we change our thought. That's why I was mentioning before is that mind the gap between the thoughts because they can influence your day and influence your future. Because all you're doing is just basically rehashing certain things that don't exist and bringing them to life and aligning yourself with what doesn't exist in order for something to happen. I'm going to crash. I'm going to crash. I'm going to crash. Guess what? You're going to crash. It does not matter. You will crash. And if you're one like me where you sit and you go, oh my God, I'm going to get sick. And then your fever starts going up. You get the sniffles. Your energy goes down. And then 5 minutes later, you go, what the hell am I doing? Wake up, wake up, wake up. And I get out of it. And I'm back to normal. And there's nothing. And you can do that with everything that you have, with anything that happens to you.
Yeah, if you catch it early enough and the programming isn't too deep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Twisted sushi. I knew my baby was coming, but I didn't know when, and sometimes I went a bit crazy because of it all. Yeah, well, I've been through that. I had fertility stuff happening before I had my son. It took us 3.5 years to get pregnant, so I can understand that. Whoop.
And sometimes I went a bit what?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, the power of love is definitely powerful.
It's
Indeed.
the most powerful energy in the universe. The most powerful energy in the universe. And that's why this is the right time. This is the most crucial time in human history to be heart-centered. Crucial
It is
time.
indeed.
Yeah.
And he says, Rudolf Steiner did a book on the power of love, never been able to find the book again.
Oh,
I've heard of it because I know the author's name, but I don't know that I've found it either. I certainly haven't read it. Do you know it?
Steiner. What is the power of love? No.
Yes, Jackie. Indeed, we have to remember to love ourselves. Very important.
Could it be called the vision of love? Rudolf Steiner, vision of love? Instead of
That would make sense.
power of love, because that's available on Amazon. So maybe it's just the title of the book.
Yeah, could be.
You have to remember to love yourself. Yes, 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 and yes. And we do condemn ourselves on a daily basis because nothing goes right. We don't know how to do things, and we just are a mess. Please, you're not a mess. None of us is a mess. We're all humans. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. And the beauty of the mistake that we make, the beauty of these mistakes is that they elevate us to a next level of what do you call it?
Learning, ascension.
Of learning and expansion.
Yeah.
We tend to see it in a black and white, right and wrong, good and bad, but there's nothing that is good or bad. Everything that happens for a reason, and if it's not good for you, it will never ever happen. So embrace it. Even sometimes, like one time I was traveling, and then 2 days before I had to go do an operation, and I was arguing with the doctor. I have to be on the plane, like, cut now so that I can take my 2 days off, and he almost slapped me, literally. He was yelling at me. But the thing is, that moment where everything stopped on a fast-moving train was the right thing for me at that time. Otherwise, I would have crashed at an emotional, psychological level, and that kind of pulled me back, relaxed me, grounded me, and I was able to continue the high pace work that I was doing at that time. So everything that happens for you, not against you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I go on tangents. So go ahead.
He's channeling again, just saying. So I just let him go when he's like that. He does the same when it's my turn. So we are perfect in our imperfectness. Yes. Our mission is to be authentic, not perfect.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah.
100%.
And, we are all very different. And the fact that we expect each other to be the same is a real flaw in our thinking. Like, how can we expect everybody to be like us? And would we want to be? Can you imagine how boring it would be if we were all the same?
8 billion Ramses. Oh, well, that's a blessing, but what are we going to do? Oh, come on. Smile.
I love you, honey, but 8 million of them?
The thing is, it ends there. When we're all one, it ends there. We came from one to experience our individuality.
Exactly.
So at the end of it, we're going into one anyway. So why do you want it over here? Enjoy who you are, and the difference between everybody else. Jack is laughing. Enjoy it as a way of interacting and learning and just being with everyone. because that's the joy of life. The joy of life is not the same thing. It's not gray. Just have a multicolored rainbow, for heaven's sakes. That's what makes the rainbow beautiful. And then
It is.
somebody took it. No, I'm just joking.
Somebody took it. Wait a
Nobody took
minute.
it.
Who took the rainbow? Okay. Yes, life would be boring if we were identical, for sure.
Yeah.
Garnet says to be impeccable in all things you do. Okay, well, I have a question for you then, Garnet. What does impeccable mean to you? Because that implies doing everything right. For me, anyway. I'm just, maybe it's not for you. That's why I'm asking, what does that mean for you, Garnet? What does that actually, that statement mean? I know it's from, oh my goodness, the 4 Agreements, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name who wrote it, but the 4 Agreements. I get to hear my keyboard. Be true unto oneself. Okay, yes, I can be on board with that. Yeah, 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz.
Yes. Ruiz.
Don
Yeah.
Miguel Ruiz. Yeah.
Yeah, to be true to oneself. I can get on board with that. I think when we get into, judging something to be correct or not, that's when we start getting into that judgment of each other, and no one thing can be right for one person and wrong for another, and that's why I wanted to ask what your understanding of that was.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would say personal integrity is about being using integrity with yourself, in terms of being true to you and what is it that is your truth. So
So
can you believe it's been almost an hour already?
I know. I don't know. Time has been flying for the past couple of weeks with those episodes. Like I can't even believe it. We never start on a slow note. It's always like, hello, oh my God, the hour had passed.
Always. All right, so we have someone on here who is
up. Yes, so
we're going to do something with that.
So before we leave, I'm gonna just pick up a card, and maybe we'll do just one for the collective. Okay. Embrace this magical moment. You are in the perfect energetic space for manifesting miracles. Allow your wishes to be fulfilled.
Perfect.
Again, I think this one came before, or I pulled it before. So embrace the now and forget about tomorrow, because there's nothing in this universe other than the moment that you're in. And do mind the gap between your thoughts, between your words, and what Khadi Subran said, let the wind, I forgot it now. But there's a gap over there too, which now I forgot. I'm trying to translate it from Arabic and I forgot the Arabic too. Yes, do allow the space between you and your level, and allow the wind of something to pass through. So there's no clinging. There's always that gap where it allows things to grow and to grow. Yes, to grow on its own without the interdependencies.
Yes.
And when you mind your gap between your thoughts, you're disconnecting that dependency on a thought. I love Khalil Gibran always. He's amazing. I love all his work. Maybe not all of it, but the prophet is amazing. At least I know I read this one.
Nice.
Moment is only reality. Yes.
Beautiful discussion, beautiful vibes as usual. No, we're not really doing card readings. We're just kind of picking them for the collective tonight. If you want to do card readings, Michelle Marie and I do that on Wednesdays, and Ramsey joins us sometimes, so stay tuned for that. And lots of love to you too, Jackie. Beautiful. Present moment only. He does hearts and stuff.
I can do hard. I don't know the other one, how it's done. Here it is.
Do this one.
Is it this one? Yeah, I was trying
There
to.
is one. Peace. Peace. There you go.
Here they are.
Here's
Balloons.
the balloons. Big hello to Rosella Rose Girl. Thank you for joining us. We're doing great. Missed the link. Which link?
No link for tonight because we're not doing readings.
No, I think the link might be for what you were talking about. Khalil Gibran. Was there a link that you were going to put in there? No? Okay.
Missed the link. Oh, you mean between what I was saying and mind the gap between the two lovers? I don't understand this one. If you can just clarify your question.
Thank you for joining us, as always.
Thank you all for
always great to have you. Mm-hmm. Someone put up a message for me.
They put it up.
Oh, there was we had a troll.
Oh yeah.
So maybe I took it away because
yes.
They were putting in a message about readings. So
yeah.
It may have been that.
Enjoy the dinner and the brownies, and you know, we passed the hour by 2 minutes, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today, and we'll see you in 2 weeks time, and I guess it will be the last one before Christmas. 2 weeks will be the 15th. Yes, that will be the last time before the end of the year. So we'll do something Christmassy, maybe silly or something, or we'll get some people on the show with us. It'll be a great thing if we can get a couple of people. And for the future, for next year, if anybody would like to join the show, please send us a note, either directly to Tanis if you're connected with her on Facebook, or with me on Facebook, or you can send an email to open-mic@hotmail.com. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Lots of love, guys.
And